I'm Shannon O Flynn and I was this year's secretary for Dramsoc. I'm just going to be giving you a quick little insight into what the role of secretary entails. So yeah, probably first and foremost I would say the most important parts of being a secretary are number one, organisation. So as a secretary, a lot of members on the committee are going to be relying on you to record all that good juicy information, so it's pretty vital that you are able to keep all of your documents up to date and in good nick for any like weekly check-ins, or even better, to save yourself all the editing at the end of the year when everything's being revised. So yeah, organisation, very important. Next, I would say probably punctuality. So this is especially for the meetings. At the meetings, the secretary's role will be to take the minutes. So obviously this takes a little bit of effort, so I'd recommend getting to the meeting a little bit early, a couple of minutes, and setting yourself up and just making sure that you're nice and prepared, ready to go, start recording once the meeting begins. So yeah, that's that. And then I would probably say communication. So the society as a whole, obviously, and the committee, there's a lot of organising of events and everything like that over the course of the year. So communication is very important. So it's just nice to be able to contact certain members of the committee that you might be working with, whether that be through a message or just pop into SocSuite and just get that information that you need so the work can be done as efficiently as possible. So yeah, then probably just the duties of the secretary. So the main one I would say would be the minute taking, which I've mentioned a little bit ago. So for anyone who doesn't know what that is, it occurs at every meeting, any EGM and the AGM at the end of the year. So what happens through that is it's just the documentation of the meeting itself. So where and when the meeting was, who was there, and the discussion that follows throughout. So the discussion will usually take the layout of the agenda that has been provided prior to the meeting. So that'll just take bullet point form. If you have your headings down, for example, PR, events, production, and you just leave a little space, it'll just give a lot of clarity to you while you're in the middle of things. Then I would say towards the end of the meeting, you will include an AOB, which stands for any other business. And that's usually where people make suggestions or add little pointers that don't necessarily relate to what has already been discussed. A little tip for the minute taking, I would say you don't need to record absolutely everything. Record the most important parts. Do not repeat yourself and just listen. Listen out to what people are saying and try and get the most out of the conversation. So yeah, another tip I would say would be to take your notes down on a laptop, like type them rather than write them. If you prefer pen and paper, be my guest, no bother, but you will have to upload your minutes onto the drive each week. So I'd usually say 2 to 3 days after the meeting to upload them, just for anyone who was absent and just to keep a record of all the notes. Yeah, so then we have the society's calendar. So that's where it's like a weekly role for the secretary, and you are mostly working with the events, auditor, vice auditor and PR. Basically you're just inserting all the details of the upcoming events for the following week. Usually this is done the Friday before, possibly the Friday in advance of the week where the event's taking place, and that's done to ensure funding for the events for the society. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, if you've any questions or anything, feel free to give me a message. So if you're thinking of running for secretary, I would definitely recommend it. It's great crack and I'm sure you'll make lots of friends.